Star Wars issue 39 finds Lando, Lobot, and the Talkie trapped between a rock wall, a herd of Scourge droids, and a hungry Rancor in Jabba's palace. The Talkie has a proposition, telling Lando it can make the Rancor fall unconscious for 10 seconds, and with that he should be able to get them out in time. The droid unleashes a sonic wave, which cripples the Rancor and allows the group to move past it and crawl back up the now open trapdoor to the palace throne room. 10 seconds pass and the Rancor awakens, slashing at Lando, who just barely makes it through the hole and back into the throne room. Lando asks how he made the Rancor pass out, learning that the Talkie produced a frequency that resonated on the Rancor's inner ear, resulting in it passing out. Lando just thinks he made it more angry as the Rancor rips its way through the Scourge horde still below. Lando tells the Talkie he would be impressed with the droid for saving them if he didn't hate him so much. The droid knows that he is wrong since they aren't safe, and the droids in the Rancor pit are just a small percentage of the droids Jabba had, and more are still lurking about, haven't been taken over by this unifying intelligence. Lando asks him what this thing is, but the Talkie doesn't really know, only that it takes control of all droids, and Lando only needs to concern himself with their deal. Bring him to safety and he will help Lobot and his illness. Lando looks around the deserted palace, wondering where even Jabba is. Talkie says that he took his entire entourage out onto the Dune Seas in his sail barge, so he's probably still out there and they need to be gone by the time he comes back, since once Jabba finds out what happened to his palace, things might get quite explosive. Jabba meanwhile learns from a Rodian what has gone on with the droids in his palace and how many have been killed by them, and the palace has fallen under their control. Jabba wants to head back and send in their fighters to clear out whoever dared try to insult him. Bib Fortuna of course agrees, getting the barge underway as the Rancor trainer Malakili pleads with Jabba to spare the Rancor as it's a gentle beast who hasn't done anything wrong. Jabba tells his trainer that he is fond of the creature and will allow it to live, but really just because Rancors are not known for their skill of reprogramming droids, so he knows it's innocent in all of this. He orders anyone else in the palace to be killed as the Talkie tells Lando and Lobot that they must leave for the Judland Wastes now, as the corrupted droids will know they escaped the pit and are most likely coming for them. Lando agrees to leave, but needs to go and do something first, going to find the still frozen in carbonite Han Solo. He apologizes to his old buddy, knowing despite their differences, he deserved better than this. Lobot wants to free Han, but Lando tells him he can't, since if they do that, he'll both be too weak to move and might even be blinded from the carbon freezing, so they'll move faster without him. Lando does promise Han that he will come back for him once they find a way to get him out safely. The Scourge horde soon arrives, causing the trio to run towards the palace gates, shooting the droids as they go. Talkie directs them into a doorway, slamming the door closed behind them. The Scourge begin beating on the door as Talkie opens a hatch, telling them that this is a secondary passage that servants use to stay out of sight from guests. As they head down the hallway, a large group of Scourge leaps from the shadows and grabs Lobot, dogpiling him as a blast door separates him from Lando and Talkie. Lando orders Talkie to open the door, but he tells the smuggler that he's a protocol droid, not a slicer. Lando points his gun at the droid, blowing his hand off and telling him that the only part he needs is the Talkie's head, so he better start being helpful or he's going to start blasting limbs. He demands to know where Lobot has been taken as the hybrid is strapped into a chair, told by the Scourge that he has been working a long time on this. One of the infected droids crawls onto Lobot, telling him that they have devised a method that they will test on Lobot, and even if they do fail and Lobot dies, they will still learn a great deal. Lando and the Talkie meanwhile blast their way towards Lobot, but the Talkie becomes scared of the droids. Lando knows that they are nothing and that Lando Calrissian is scarier, and the droid should remember that. Killing all of the droids brings the duo to the palace's droid repair shop, but the Talkie doesn't want to go back in there after what he went through in there. Lando calls him a coward, and he's not afraid of a few droids. The duo find dozens of horrific droid organic monstrosities along with the now infected Lobot, who tells his former friend that this is progress. Lando demands that the Scourge let his friend go, but it refuses, knowing that Lando won't shoot his friend. Scourge says that it knows all of Lobot's memories and feelings feelings and truth, and there is something that Lando should know. The being says that Lobot truly believed in Lando and that he would save him, which is fascinating to him. The palace suddenly shudders under an explosion as the Scourge knows that Jabba the Hutt has returned and wants his palace back, so it's time they leave. He tells Lando that he is grateful because Lobot is essential for the plan they need to do, and eventually they will be everyone, and it was lucky that they met Lando, as he might be the luckiest cat he ever met. Jabba's men assault the palace as Lando makes it back to the Falcon, remembering how years ago he and Lobot leapt from a waterfall into a lake after a heist. Lobot asks how they even survived, and Lando tells him that they thrived, revealing that the heist they just completed was a complete success. Lobot thinks that Lando is something else, glad to have met him since he may be the luckiest cat he ever met. Lando and the Talkie blast off from Tatooine, and Talkie asks what's going to happen to him, and if he is going to be turned to scrap. But Lando solemnly tells the droid he is going to save his friend.